Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. We're back on the 40, and what we're doing today is we're gonna start filling holes. The whole car is basically not finished, basically. This stuff I want welded up. There's a hole here, I have a gap down there. Also, I wanna address, before we even get started, let's do this. Let's put that line on there, that line right where it's supposed to be. We have an excellent door gap. We have to finish it off down the bottom, but we have an excellent door gap, front and back. It does not matter about the hinges because this is where the door's got to fit, if you know what I'm trying to say. The door fits the hole, line fits, the doors, that's where the door's got to fit. Does not matter about the hinges. If the hinges don't allow it to fit, you're gonna have to mess with the hinges to make it fit. So basically all we wanted was the hole, and that's what we have. We're gonna have to fix this piece here. There's a piece missing underneath this here. This got to be capped over and dealt with. And the reason being is I'm going to probably end up building a window at a square stock or a window frame at a square stock and running it down inside the door. Watch yourself, sweetheart. And then putting in a window in that way. I've got a hole here. I've got holes all on the hood. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I had a few too many happy dads last night. I was very happy. And I had a happy daddy, and my belly isn't feeling so good today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work as hard as I can to try to wear it off. And the reason being is because I think I deserve it. Let's go. There's a whole bunch of different kind of holes I'm going to fill. So there's going to be a whole different bunch of ways that I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Take what you like, throw away what you don't like. Let's do it. I know that the door dropped there. But in all honesty, I need my glasses. Should I'm ready to see what we can get done here today. Lost it. Just try and transfer it over to a piece of paper and then do it as quick as I can. Better pattern to have. Quicker I'll get that piece in there. I want that piece down in there, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. So we'll go for that. It's a little bit big. Don't want to lose it. Get over here. Fina's outside. She's working today. She's a good dog. I know it seems. Let's do this. Sorry, sweetheart. Keep the camera moving. I'm kind of fast. Right? I would have slowed up or I'll be falling on the ground. I'm going to have to answer the door. Probably better sooner than later. Anything to slow me down. Hello, Fina. Good job, sweetheart. Thank you for working today. Appreciate it. This little Beverly shear is nice if you just want to make small pieces real quick. Oh, I think it is anyway. Sure it is. I'm going to go inside the mark because the outside the mark is not the one I want. Outside the mark is too big. Get in there. Just going to take it like that. We'll use a pair of vice grips to hold it with. Flatten, excuse me, Fina. Flatten that out. Okay, hook a pair of vice grips onto it. Make it look good. It'd be nice if it went in that hole flush, and that way there, when I go to put mud on it, this is not the highest part of the ocean floor. Now, this hole, we're gonna do it with a magnet. And the reason we're gonna do it with a magnet, because it works. Nice, easy. Let's do it with a magnet. Put my gloves on, I guess. Get started here. Thank everybody for coming back. I gotta thank all the good people that are on the station. Thank you for all the great comments and everything. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Man, have a great day. Let's take this off. See what it looks like. Because I can push that up a little bit. I think it's in there, but still would like it centered up a little bit. Hope you don't make it fall off. Yeah, that works. Go to the surface. Let's get the next one going. Let's do this. Piece of paper. Faster you get that pattern, faster you can get on to making it. That makes sense, I know that for sure. Sometimes if your hands aren't greasy enough, it's hard to follow the line. So it is always good to have greasy hands, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, kind of chopped up circle, but get a little better pattern here. Doesn't even really much matter, to be honest with you, because once I get over there, it's not going to be a nice circle either. But what am I going to say? I can shape it with the sander, just like I did on the other piece. No fret. Just make it a little bit bigger. Every piece we want to try to get down on the inside of the car, or at least flush with the metal that I'm working with. And the reason being, just trying to get the least amount of filler to actually do the job that we want to get done. And that's fill that hole without being able to know it's there. That's what we want. Pair of vice grips. Let's get our sander going. So when I get like quite a few holes going here, like I got the door handle going there, I got the door lock going there, I've got a bunch of hood down the side of the hood here. What I'll do is, you'll see as we go, but I'll spread the heat up as I weld them up, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. What I am doing, when I make the pattern, I'm trying to get it, you know, let's face it, I'm trying to get the best pattern I can. When I cut that, I didn't have the best pattern I can. So now what I'm doing is, when I'm sanding that off, all I'm doing is looking at that hole up there, and I'm trying to make that a round circle. That's what I'm trying to do with that sander, is make it a round circle, because that's what it is, a round circle up there. But in all honesty, I could have cut a square and made a round circle. Where'd I put the magnet? See that magnet here? So what I'm saying is, you could have cut a square over there and come over and did it, but I did with just doing with the magnet here. See if we can get in the hole. Too big. If I'd have that ledge hanging over top, let's make it a little bit smaller. Just make it look good to the eye. There we go. There's what we want. Now, the trick to this situation that we got going on here is when the magnet is holding the metal in the hole, I do not want to hit the metal piece that I put in there first. I want to hit the car first, because the car, when I poke it with the wire, I'd push that piece off. If you know what I'm trying to say. If I hit it with a wire, I'd end up pushing that piece of metal off that magnet, no doubt in my mind. So what I'm going to do is, I just want it in a little bit further. I'm going to hit, if you can come see, I'm going to hit the car first, and then it'll run over to our piece of metal. So it did not take off. So I hit on the car first, run it over to the piece of metal. I don't want it to take off. And what I mean by take off is, sorry sweetheart, I'm going to hit the metal on the car. Then run it over. So now we're good there. Okay, there's actually one way to fill holes. Now, the hinges are not even with us. Now this is another method that I use to fill holes. Keep going, door. I think go right around backwards. Guess I'll start with a fresh one. Our trusty coat hanger. It's our second method of filling holes. So I got a mess down here. I'm going to grab the air because I don't want anything to get too hot. My air gun. See that bad boy? Slowing myself down, aren't I, sweetheart? Yeah, I know. There's the air gun. I'll put the air gun right beside me. I got a coat hanger. Let's do it. Let's coat hanger this bad boy. Put a little cool air on that. Just tack it again at the bottom. Got quite a bit to fill in there. Now, we want more weld than we need. The reason being is we're going to grind it off. Get some air on that. I'm gonna take my glove off, check it out. It's still a little warm. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that. Actually, I'll put a couple dabs here. Just don't want anything go to a muck. That's all. Let's just shut the door there for, actually, oops, watch the risk here. Sorry, put you right in a rush, didn't I? Huh? Let's do this. Seems to be spitting a bit fast. Basically just putting a couple spots on there because just a little bit of heat at a time, couple spots on that generally does not hurt that, generally. I am cautious of the heat though because it does destroy things, like let's face it. You can see how I cut that yesterday right along there, and that's where that seam is. And when I come back in there, if I want to come back in there and weld a little bit on the top of that where that's not feathered off real nice, don't think I want to grind it off because that's where I welded it. But I could weld a little bit more on there and grind that off to make that look nicer. That's called whether you feel if you want it to make look nicer. Like I only welded this up once. You could go over that again and weld it all up and try to get all them little places that are not welded or don't look like they're welded. They are welded, but it's like a divot in the weld. I'm not going back over it where I've got it ground off. I'm not going back over because when I go on the inside, there's no light showing. I've x-rayed it. There's nothing there that's not welded. If there was something there that was not welded, then I would go back over and fix it. To me, to run over that again to try to make it look better than it is entirely up to the person that's doing it. But you have to understand, like basically if you want that to look like it's never been done, you'd have to weld that again and grind it again. Basically. So that's where it comes in if what time you want to spend into it. Like basically, that's where it comes in, I guess. Trying to find my bearings. Does not matter if there's more there than you need. So as you can see, there's lots of weld on there for me to grind an edge if I want to. I'm going to just knock a little bit of weld in this because I can to make it look a little better when I grind it off. It's going to play on top a little bit there. Going to let the red go away before I hit it again. That way there I'll keep that heat down as minimal as possible going along the bottom. What you've seen right there, what I put right there, was nothing other than grinding material to make that weld look better when it comes time to grind it off, and so I can flush it off and make it look like that. That's basically all that's for. Pinhole, or looks like one. That's basically all that was for. Make it go where you want to go for sometimes. Want to blow the metal away. When it's red hot like that, you put the air to it, it'll blow away on you. Just want to see if this panel's warm at all. Nope, it's good, excellent. That's what we want. We do not want, that's why I got the air over here, making sure that it's cool, so I do not ruin anything there. I know I probably could get in there and bang something out, but why would I try to bang something out when I can just make sure it doesn't go anywhere? That's what I'm thinking. I'm blind right now, but seems to be going all right, I guess. when I grind this off, see, I got a spot right there I want to hit. When I grind that off, I will grind it this way and this way, and I'll leave the edge. That's why sometimes I'm getting them little pockets like that, because that is the weld, but I don't want to grind that weld off. That's where I weld it together, so I'm going to grind it flush this way, I want to grind it flush this way. Could add some on the bottom. You can see how that I got a little ledge going on there. This is how you fix it. Weld it again. That's how you fix it. See how I got that red? Let off till it stops being red. Go back on it when it's off. The minimal amount of heat possible is to let that red go away and then hit it. Okay. Just gonna knock a couple welds on this. Car first. That's always a good thing. Cool as a cucumber. I'm going to finish that off there so I can buff it off so you can't tell. That's all I'm doing it for. For you, I guess. Let it go off red. If you know what I'm saying, let that little whole bundle weld go back to the normal color before you hit it again. Just keeping the heat down. Did you get to see that? Like, so I can show it on a piece of metal, but you can see it? Awesome. Jolene's fantastic. She's the camera woman of canning. Okay. Let's cruise on and do a different way here now. I'll say a different way, but I have this place here. It's not, when I look at it, it's kind of confusing a little bit. And the reason it's confusing is because this is tipped up for that piece to go around where the window is. That's the piece, I don't know where that piece from, I have to be honest with you. But you'd have to go to the other station if you want to watch this car being built as we're working on it. The first stages of it. It became a two-door, it became this. You go on the other station, you'll be able to watch it right after tonight's video, is that? So you'll get to see me and Jolene working on it. This is bent down right here. That's bent down, and this is turned up. And I have to close it off because I want the door to go underneath of this, underneath of that. So we'll have that part there is going to go underneath of this, and then the top of the door can run here. That's where I want the top of the door to run. I'm thinking. Maybe not. No. Yes. Yeah, it's going to go in here, actually. We'll see what happens. How's that? I haven't made up my mind yet, but we have to close this off. And to me, if I put the door on right, it's too close on the inside and the outside to put a piece. I want to put a piece up underneath there. So I'm going to cut at least there, because in all honesty, I'm going to put a piece of metal in there, then I'm going to weld it there, and then I'm going to fill it to make it look nice. So I got to make sure that I give myself enough room. I'm going to take a look at the other side. You really do have to take a look. If you don't, you'll get caught. This here has got to come off straight. Bum, 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 bum. That's good. Okay, let's cut that off. Well, I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to leave that piece before I cut it off. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cap the door first. Change my mind. You're allowed to too. Change my mind. Let's make that right. I'm going to shake this down a little bit. That just seemed to be sharp for no reason. That one too. Anytime to make something less sharp, I suggest you do it. Especially when it doesn't affect anything. It doesn't affect anything. Alrighty. Just have that marker and drop it or put it inside the car. Yeah. All I have to do is see if that seems to be up too high here compared to that there. Like if this seems to be up too high, does it not? To you, sweetheart? To me, it looks like it could go down to there, or more, or more. Good thing I changed my mind. I could have got a gap in there. I really wouldn't like. Try to get it lined up. Knock a little bit off the edge there. Okay. Now, I've got a couple pieces here that I kept from the chop. Jolene said, "Where'd you get those?" I said, "Well, I kept them with the chop. That's generally what you do, or try to, keep most of your pieces." Now, I see this bend here on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece out of this. I think I'll clean it first, maybe. And then that'll give it to me. A piece of that looks right to me. I think it is a door post, but it still has this nice bend here that this one has. I think it's our calling. All right, I'll get a drill. Just gonna clean it off with the drill, maybe, if I can find it. Not there. Boys, we got a pile of stuff hanging around. Hey, baby, huh? There it is right there. Plug this bad boy in. Yes, you can make it, but I'm just thinking, why make it if I have it? I'm gonna clean it. If I can cut it to this, I certainly most will. Just want to clean this up a bit. Cut a piece out of her. I would have a zip cut to be changed, wouldn't I? We'll have to cut a piece, slide it up in there, see what it looks like, because I just can't, I can't visualize it right at the second, but once we get into it, and then we'll visualize it. Once we get a piece slid up in there, see what has to be done. I don't know until I get there, to be honest with you. I don't know until I get there. Take this piece. Stop it. Take more than you need. Hoping I took more than I need. Now, did I get enough? Maybe, but I couldn't get past. There's a little swoop up on that bad boy, and I couldn't get past that, or else it'd be no good to me. If you know what I'm trying to say, I can't have a swoop up in it, I think. Cleaning off the sharp stuff. Cleaning off the sharp stuff. Not going that way. Going that way. Now. I got to cut that down because that's affecting me right there. That's not doing me any good. That's giving me heartache, I guess it's called. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that lip off. I think so. Yes, I am. Don't want that piece. Gotta cut that off. There's no, I put that on there like that. And I'm gonna draw it, just see where it is before I cut it off. All right. Tricky. Just cut a little bit at a time, I guess. I went up a little ways because I went to the corner of that roll, so I should be able to put something in there now if I wanted to. Do I want to go down in there and push that in there? What I'm doing is just I'm mimicking this shape, going the other way, so I can slide that in, maybe see what happens. But it's basically up here. And I'm just mimicking this shape here, turn it over from that side so I can slide it forward. See what happens. Probably, maybe, I'm not sure. Got to go further. That way there I'd have to mess with the edge of the door. I can get it there. I'm just going to keep going here a little bit. Got to go a little further. So I got to go at least this far. You can see that point right there to there. I got to go that far at least. Like this distance here. Got to go at least that distance. And same mark. To get to that point. And then we're going to have to shape that going back that way. No doubt in my mind. That's going to have to be cut off. So maybe cut that off. I wanted to continue on with making it all out of this car. That's why I'm using the pieces that I am. Now, let's do it. Let's tack that on there. We'll make that go on there. That's what I'm gonna do. Get her knocked on there somewhere. Actually, I want to shut the door and just check if that angle fits up or not. Like, there's no sense in me welding anything. Now, see, that angle's, that's got to come way out. Come take a look at this here. I could have went, see how that's in there like that? I don't want that, right? Like, that's the stuff you got to catch up on or pick up on when you're doing stuff like this. Or you can go to a muck real quick. And I got to get that going out where I want it first before I weld that piece on. And all it takes is the hammer. Like, you know, manipulate it, make it go where you want it to go. See how I got that out there now? I'm going to do just maybe a little bit further. Just a little bit, not much. Just a little bit. That's pretty good. Still got weld to grind off there too, right? But it meets this way, and that's the stuff you have to pick up on. If you don't pick up on it, like I said, it'll just go astray on you. If you don't like it, cut it back off. Cut it back off. If you do not like it, if you're making something and it does not make you happy. Now, I cannot get that on there now because I have to cut this back. I sort of want to weld it on with it on there, sort of. See, I cut this back. Just a little bit more. Yeah, we're pretty well right on the money there. I am going to tack it. See what I got first. Tacking on one to hold it. That's all it is, just to hold it. Good, good. Now. Looking at it. Just looking at it. I'm going to tack it together in here. Okay. I'm going to, there's a piece here where I said was bent down. They got it bronze in there. Let's take a look at it. I'm I'm going right back on top of the piece I had there now. I'm welding this piece where I cut that lip off. But they got a piece right in here they bronzed to. You can see where it's welded right there. And it's bronze. It's kind of bent down. That's going to interfere with the window that I'm building. So I'm going to cut that off and straighten that piece out. Yeah, to me, probably the easiest way to straighten that out is to cut it and then pull it back up. To straighten it, I'm going to cut this piece of watch through here. You can see where it's been welded there. Probably the best and the easiest way to me to get that back up in the air is to cut it. And that's what I did. Much easier to work with, I think. Much easier to work with. Let's get her back up in the air there. I'm just going to use maybe a hammer and we'll do it. Let's get it back up in the air so it looks right, because it was hanging down there. Does it look right, baby, going on there? Is it too high or down a little bit? Huh? Up? Let's try that. We can always cut it off. That's better, is it not? I think I took the hammer. The door swings open quite a ways, eh? You know what I say? This can be, that's cut there, that's good. We can cut that off shorter. Let's take a look at it, see what we got. I think that can be bent back up, no problem. I'm going to hit that with another solder weld, because that one looks okay. When you spot weld something like that, when you get some meat on there, lay that welder right halfway on top of the spot weld you just put there, so you have something for it to cling on to for meat, so you don't burn through. When you're butt welding, it can get tricky. Let's C-clamp that. I'm going to put a C-clamp on that, I think. I want a small one. I know where they all are. They're inside that car. I've looked, and they're all in there. Can't see one at the present moment. No. Can't get it adjusted right for some reason. Now, looks good. Tack it on right here. More drywalls. I'll have to put the whole piece in, I guess. It looks good. Let's cut it. Watch yourself. Just gonna use that hammer. Just want to hold it there. Got myself. Just want to hit where's flush. No sense hitting it anywhere else. Got to make them flush, I guess. Just putting the weld wire where I want it. When I know I'm going to pull the trigger, I close my eyes. Just tacking it there so it don't take off on me. Now I'm going to get this back piece. Take her. Watch yourself. I can actually maybe put that together. Piece in behind there, she'll fall off. Now I got it welded there. Let's make that go back together. Right there is nice. I push down on that, it'll pull up on that, I'm hoping. Looks good. Looks good. This back side. Watch your eyeballs. That door wants to take off, doesn't it? Got a mind of its own. A mind of its own. Can't say it's a blame it, I do too. Just going to tack in a couple places. Let's get it played out right so we can. Just trying to flush it out a little bit better. Just dropping the spots of weld so I can put a bigger spot on. You know what I'm trying to tell you. It's good there. Let's try to bend this up a little bit. See if we can't get that bent up there a little bit more. Don't want to cut it again, but you know me, I will if I have to. I'm thinking that we're okay. Gonna put a spot. Dropping meat. Hit her with a spot of weld. All this right here. It's all gonna be welded back together. Put a little air on it because we got it. Why not? the door, see what happens. Now, we've got a door that fits the hole, and I've got it capped off at the top, back in. Looks okay. Hard to tell a little bit, I guess. I think I could I can knock this down a little bit. Right there, just a little bit. But then again, it would be nice if it did a little bit of that. I'm going to leave that, I think. I'm going to leave that. If not, I can knock it down a little bit. Just knock this curve down a little bit. Just like so. That'll cap the door. Now let's do that piece. Knock this off. Don't really want to go that high as I had before. Let's go this high. Go underneath of it. Yeah. In the middle of it, I guess. Let's try that. It's going to come out of my pocket, I know it. Trying to get a little bit done, I guess. So many small things, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. Siree. Anything sharp, try to fix it. Totally. Okay, we got a pretty nice gap going on there now. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Let's get a piece of paper. Slide it up underneath there. I know it's got a hole in it, but it still might give me what I need. Just capping it. That's all I'm doing. Sort of see it. Who knows from there on in? Goes up underneath there like that. We'll weld that in there like that. And then there'll have to be like a rubber or something glued on the end of that, because the window's going to be back here. I'm thinking maybe, I'm not sure yet. It all could change, but we need this piece. I always like to start with my straight edge just to make the cuts a little quicker. It's good enough. Good enough. Try to stay on the inside of that line again. Straighten her out with the hammer. Trusty vice grips. See if it fits. Let's see if it fits. Nope. Alright. It's not bad. And what I'm going to do is I'm tacking on the outside. And I want a decent. Come up that high and bring it down some. Let's get the welder going. Keep my helmet on so I can weld it. I just had it a second ago. Got to have room for fill, primer, all that stuff. So as I'm welding this in here, just a friendly reminder. Trying to get where I want it actually. Not as easy as it looks. It's good there. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the welder on this edge where it's too big, and then I'm gonna burn it over to there. So I'm really gonna melt that in. So when it comes time to grind, I know I have burnt that all the way over and it feels good. You can watch when I do it. Start right on the edge of the sheet metal and run it over. Look, it was so hot it burnt the... Let's take a look at it, see if it's still looking good to me. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Let's open the door up and tack that back up a little bit. I'm going to sand it there a little bit because it's not fitting the greatest. And where I've burnt the edge in like that, I feel like it's penetrated quite well. So I'm going to just go in here and knock her on. All right, get that piece on. After I get a bunch of stuff geared up, and then I'll go back and make myself a little pattern. You have to weld a little bit there. That's good. I just got it flat there. That's good. I don't really want to get any tighter because I'm going to have to grind that, fill that. I'm going to have to fill the top of that, and then things just get primer on top of it, and then it's get going over. I don't mind. It looks like it's good here, and it's up a little bit. I don't mind that. I think that's a good idea. Got some holes right there. Let's do it. How much time we got? What's that? Here's a couple of, if you get a little tiny hole like this, a tiny hole like that I got a bunch of them all alongside the car. But the hood on the inside, if you've ever welded up a hole like that, some people take the time and put, I think it's copper in behind them, if you can, and it'll stop the weld from going through, but it's kind of a big deal to get that copper up in there to hold that there or whatever you're using. I'm not sure, but I have come up many different ways to do it. You can weld a coat hanger to a piece of metal and stick it in the hole and weld it around like I could have done there. Could have done that there with the door handle in the hole. But on the side of the hood, the holes are quite small, and I do not want to weld them with a coat hanger because what happens is the weld goes through. Then when you open the hood up, it looks like poop because you can see where all the holes are welded up. Sometimes, like I have before, and it works well, is put tape on the back side, fiberglass the front side, and it's fine. Looks good. But what I'm going to do with this, seeing where we're welding it all up, I might as well weld it up. I have a little hole punch right here, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. If I can get it to work. She don't want to work that good for me today. Mad. She's worn. I've used it for quite a long time, and it's probably not doing it. And besides that, I'm doing 18 gauge. I'm not sure if this little machine is made for 18 gauge, but here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. See any more, baby? What's that? And right there. All right, let's do it. This is what I'm going to do. Just going to stick them there. On the magnet, to hold a magnet on that, it's too hard to hold a magnet. It does not work that well. It does not work at all, to be honest with you. Because the magnet seems to be too big and pull on it. So what I've been doing, I'm just going to show you because why not? Take a piece of tape, put my glasses on. Just do this. Stick it right in that hole. That way there, when I go to put all them holes up, I won't have a big mess of weld inside. Could do the fiberglass thing, but I'm going to do this. Fit inside the hole nice, got a little bit of gap going on. It's good. I think it is. It's in there a ways. Let's take it off. Do it again. Go with that, I guess. Oh yes, Fina. We hear you, darling. It's been a long day. Gonna get in there better. Just take a second, that's all. So you know what would happen if I weld them with a coat hanger or try to weld some other way? The time that you would take to do that, let's face it, take you quite a long time. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my helmet on. I'm going to place the welder, and I'm going to hit the hood first. Hood first. You see right here? Hood first. I'm going to weld over top of that. Not going to hit on top of that. Knock it right off. I'm going to hit the hood first. Can't see, but. So now we have a piece of metal in each one of those things. Just one spot at a time. That's all we need to hold it there. Come off. Now, I guess the basics of that is I would come back here and do a couple on this. And I come back and do the other side. One spot at a time. Got two more down there, got the other side of the hood to do. Got another little spot right there, got to fix, a little square spot there. I think we can stick one of these in there, maybe even two. Go the other side. It'll work. All right, turn that on. I'll have meat there to burn it, I'll grind off. Got them ones on. Got a small little hole there to fill. Let's get a little piece going here. Got a little triangle right here. Let's grind it so it looks like a circle. Remember, it doesn't have to look like a circle. You make it look like a circle. Probably hot, no doubt in my mind. Perfect tool for that. Nope, gotta be a little bit smaller. Come on open there, rice scripts. Yeah, it wants to. Still not small. Dirty dog. Gotta check that again. Just a little bit. Testing me. That's the problem with the magnet. The magnets are inside on this thing and it keeps hauling the piece in. You know what I'm trying to tell you. Seems to be better with a piece of tape on these little ones. Now, if you get, that's nice. Now, if you get that right, see, look, I've got one spot on one side, one spot on the other side. What's going to happen is one spot there, one spot there. What happens is now I'm going to go up here, spot once, up there, spot once, all the way along there, and I'll do the exact same thing to all of them. Going to hit the metal on the car first. Now, if you want to come over here for a second, where I'd have it tacked everywhere, and it feels pretty decent. So if I'm going to go along here and start welding this bad boy in, I'm not going to start my welder right in the middle of a new hole. Not going to do it. That's all flushed off good. That there I probably could because it's nice and tight. But basically, if I'm going to go up here and start welding, I want to go on top, halfway on top of the one that's already there. So if I'm going to start, see like a big gap there, I get a weld right there. I'm going to start right on top of that weld. Is what I'm going to do. That way there, it's halfway on it, and then it goes a little bit further. I'm going to get right on there, put a little bit of meat on it, and right on top of it, put a better weld on the side of it, on the side of it, burn a hole. Have to fix it. Up here, same thing. I'm going to put my welder right beside where the meat is, and then lay it on top of it. So I'm going to lay halfway on top of that weld right there. Halfway on top of this weld. So on and so forth. I got a hole there. Got a hole right there. So I want to put it on the meat. I don't want to put it where the hole is. I want to put it on the meat. Building it to it. Let her rock and roll. Just go from there. Got a spot here. Let's start halfway on it. Halfway on it. Just for good sake. Not sure. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around and continue all those. We might as well go. Get one here. This side. Now we got the top to weld off. Generally, I'm finding one spot at a time. Won't hurt anything if you're careful. Get over there and make yourself become more comfortable. I would say all of them are done. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for coming back. We really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the great comments. I appreciate it. We will continue on going for this, but welding that in there. We'll layer welds on top of one like I showed you, right on top of it, and just keep going that way. If it's not flush, well, then you have to stop and you have to fix it. So we got this way, you can put a magnet on it, put it on. This way here, I repaired, there's so many different ways I repaired everything. Down here, I used a coat hanger. Over here, I used little tiny holes, or a little tiny hole punch thing there, and I used the little pieces, and I taped them on, and then went along them and spotted them on. I'm feeling like I didn't warp them at all, because it was one spot at a time. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways you can fill a hole. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. Come back tomorrow. We will be here, and do me a favor. Have a great day.